What up, y'all? You're now tuned into From Dreams to Reality podcast. I'm Juelz. If you don't know me by now, what are you doing? I'm just kidding. I am the creative director of Daily Dose 719 and the owner of Stomping Grounds, this coffee shop that I'm currently sitting in. We had an eventful weekend, and before I dive into that, it's been an eventful year. Yes, y'all. It has already been a full year of being open. Let me tell y'all, I learned a lot. I've learned a ton. I've learned the most. I learned the hard way. I learned the easy way. I've learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about my capacity. I've learned a lot about my community and the people around me. We made it a whole year, y'all. I'm happy and I'm relieved, and it's exciting to finally feel like I know what the hell I'm doing. Well, simultaneously, I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. So take what you want from that. I am starting to drop my lessons learned on my TikTok account. So if you're curious to hear more about the nitty-gritty of this first year of business ownership, then you should tune in to my TikTok. Otherwise, I think today I just really want to dive into when I first set out to open up Stomping Grounds, it's interesting because I was literally just talking about this with Ingrid. When I first wanted to open up a coffee shop, I was building out a coffee shop daycare business model because at that time my son was just a toddler and I wanted somewhere I could go and he could go and I could get work done. And it's funny because now we're like, we don't even tailor to kids here. So no. I love the kids and I do have ambitions to get the things that make Stomping Grounds a little more kid friendly. So if you're somebody that's recognized we're not the most kid friendly place, I see you, I hear you, we're going to do better. But in the meantime, it's just interesting to think about how there was a time where I wanted to build out a space for the mompreneurs like myself, which is interesting to talk about being a mompreneur because earlier today I tried to record this podcast and my son was here and we were butting heads bad. And so I was like, look, I'm not even going to record this podcast. We're getting out of here. And I had to go drop him off at home. And I was like, bruh, I cannot. So I dropped him off and I'm back here recording because I had to be here anyways because we're having problems with the AC. Anyways, well, just to go back to like what I envisioned this space to be, I very much just wanted to bring people together and bring together like-minded people. And I think we've done that very well in our first year. We've had so many different events, and I realized that the events and bringing the people together is the part of it that I love the most. I've been having to wear the hats of all these different pieces of getting this business going, and so I'm just so eager to get to the point where I can just focus on the events and focus on the programming of this space, especially like even this conference room, getting people booked in here, doing different workshops. So if you're somebody that wants to do that type of stuff, make sure you hit me up. You can use this for workshops. You can use this for meetings. You can use this for podcasting, y'all. So just remember, we have so many layers to this business. And I think that's also the piece of it that has been such a challenge in this first year is like the marketing, the storytelling, the podcasting, the daily dose side of things. It's all basically one of its own. And then there's the coffee shop. And that in itself is like the coffee, the food, the management, the ordering, the inventory, the all the operation side of things. And so this season, I'm really focused on getting more of the operation side of it delegated so I can be the one focusing more on the programming, more on the marketing, which is where I know I bring the most value. When I really think about the core of why I do what I do, it's just very interesting because in the beginning, I've been all about community. I've been very community driven. Everybody knows that about me, right? I've realized the importance of needing to focus on the individual because it's so hard to show up in community when you as an individual isn't healed, isn't in a place to be able to give. And so I think a lot about the type of stuff that I'm trying to bring to this space is all about that. It's all about healing. It's all about education. It's all about getting your mind right, your soul right, your body right. And so we've literally done so many different things, from yoga to dancing to conversations to poetry and open mics and just creative outlets for the community, because, I strongly believe that creativity is the way we heal, and being able to express ourselves is the way we heal. And the more we can heal as individuals, the more we can come together as a community. And so while I have had such a big community heart and community driven, I've realized a lot of my shift has become more towards the individual. And so that's where I have this interesting thing that I'm trying to balance, of also having this like passion about relationships. And that's like the little lover girl in me, right? I'm excited to find love for myself, but also just really want to help others find love for themselves in all capacities, like individual self-love and love on a friendship level, a family level, and also romantic love. But I'm in a season of like, we're decentering romantic love, right? But either way, like just trying to find those types of connections. And so it's interesting how it's all trickling down to this specific thing of like the individual to then being able to show up to the collective. I'm rambling, but what I'm trying to get at is basically that in opening up the shop, in doing this work, I've just realized how much people need help connecting with other people, just one-to-one. And so that's where so many of these passions and projects are coming in. I want to do so much, but it really does just come down to the individual and how we can show up for ourselves, how we can show up for others. And that's why I'm launching different projects like the How to Love conversation series. We've done conversation series in the past, but this one's specifically about love and relationships, and not just romantic relationships, but all levels of relationships. And, I'm not coming into this acting like I'm an expert in any means. I'm just coming into it trying to have an open conversation and learn from each other. I would love to go to school and become a relationship expert, so to speak. But who got time for that, right? I do watch a lot of podcasts. I do read a lot of books around this topic. And I think it'll be fun eventually to be able to dive into those stuff a little bit more. But in the meantime, we're going to have open conversations and we're going to learn from each other. And I think this is very much something that I need as an individual myself. And I see this as a need for so many people around me. And so I don't know. That's why I've been really loving having this space. I've got to meet so many amazing people in this first year. So many customers turn friends. So many customers turn collaborators. And I think that's a really beautiful thing that only a space like this can offer. So, I'm one of those nosy baristas where I'm asking, what you working on? What are you doing here today? How'd you hear about us? And especially like the what are you working on? I've been asking that one a lot more. And it's really exciting to hear all the different projects and ideas and opportunities that are coming to life from people sitting down in this shop and having conversations or taking the time to work on these things. So I don't know. I think as I'm getting into year 2, it feels crazy to think I'm going into year 2. I just want more of that. I want more consistent activation, more consistent opportunities for people to come together and connect, more creativity, more of everything, abundance, right? 333. Something I'm really proud of. We just wrapped up 719 Day block party over the weekend. And y'all, I started planning this. Like, this was on my calendar for last year. Didn't execute, didn't follow through. And then this year, really started putting some effort behind it back in April. But it was very minimal. And then next thing you know, it was May, June, July is here. And I just feel like there's a lot I dropped the ball on. But as my first annual event, I think it was a really great experience for me to learn what I'm capable of as far as coordinating events of that magnitude. And I mean, y'all showed out. We had so many wonderful, talented people here. We had Box State Roots perform for us, Millennium All-Stars. We had a whole set of poets, including Midnight, Brittany Nash, Kimberly Hoadley. We had K.O. Kelly, who's one of the best rappers in Colorado Springs, y'all. He was here performing with some of the School of Rap artists. And, we had food, music, vibes. It was just a good time. And that's all it's about, is like bringing together the community, bringing together the culture, and like letting people express themselves. And I just can't wait to, keep finding those events that are like really good for me and this space. Because, in some ways we're trying to tailor to the masses and do a little bit of everything, but I think we're going to have a handful of signature events, and that's going to be obviously our annual, our one big one. So next 719 Day block party, July 19th, 2026. It's on a Sunday. We're going to turn it up. We're going to have a good time. And I think we'll have a good time for a lot of the events that are coming up. We're only getting better. We're only getting more attention. As much as I am for community, I also really love the idea of exclusivity. So, we'll have a little bit more ticketed events, more exclusive experiences for y'all. And more people are finding me, and it's so helpful for that to happen because, I only know so many people. There's a lot of people here in Colorado Springs and in Colorado in general that I've yet to connect to. And so if you guys know other creatives, especially BIPOC creatives here in Colorado, please connect them with me. This space is for y'all, the creatives, the entrepreneurs, the ones that love community, the people that are trying to do more for themselves and the people around them. This space is for you. So I hope to continue to reach all these people. Our reach in general, especially on social media, has grown a lot in recent days. And so I'm just excited for what's to come in year 2, y'all. And thank you all so much for the support that you've given thus far. Always looking for people to be involved, hands-on, especially in the months to come, because we have a lot going on all the time. We got our interns starting up in the fall once school starts. We have, weekly events going on. We have a lot of different ways for y'all to get involved. So make sure you're checking out our website. We have, I built that website just to make it easy for y'all to get involved with me. So click through, find some things that resonate with you, come through. We got a lot. But yeah, gratitude to everyone that's been a part of this journey so far. It's been a tough journey. I can't even lie. We've had a lot of trials and tribulations to get here. And, I'm anticipating more to come, but I'm also anticipating a great, what's the word I'm looking for? All I know is it's just a matter of time before it pops off. So get in while you fit in, okay? Because things are about to turn up around here. That's all I got for y'all today. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much. I just wanted to get in, check in, celebrate my 1 year with y'all, celebrate an amazing weekend with the 719 Day block party. And, remind y'all that we have a lot going on here, and I need y'all to be pulling up day in and day out. I need y'all to be telling your friends. I need y'all to be sharing our social media, liking our social media, engaging. That shit goes a long way. So thank you. Good night.